Welcome back to Dice to Pixels. We're here with episode 52. That's our 1-year anniversary. And Sarah, where's your party hat?
I don't have a party hat.
1 year!
Wow. We've got a bunch of minor things and the Hot Ones Challenge at the end of the episode. So stick with us. Let's get into it. So
I just instantly, when you finished, I instantly thought of you doing.
oh, yeah. That was great the other day. So I think the thing that I want to start with, honestly, is this fucking Baldur's Gate 3 thing.
Well, yeah, the release date for PC has been moved up to August 3rd, and
The PS5 release date's been pushed back
PC on our notes, but
to September 6th.
September 6th. Yeah, so they're not fighting with who's it? Starfield.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder if some of that has to do with Xbox, Microsoft talking about publishers needing to get their shit together with Series S too.
Probably. But also, apparently there's 174 hours worth of cutscenes in this game.
What was the comparison you gave upstairs? I remember what it was, but
it is twice as long as every episode and season of Game of Thrones smushed together.
Now, there's people that are idiots, and then there's people who are like massive idiots, and then there are people that like really need to be like sent to an island and just left for dead. And then there's whoever fucking thought that up.
Yeah. Now, granted, that's spread across every different player and class and whatever, so you're not going to see it all in one playthrough. But
I don't care.
Even spread across, like, say, 8 different classes, that is too much cutscene.
Even spread across 8 different games, that's too much cutscene.
I'm someone that, like, Chad and I both enjoy stories in games. We are, like, that's what... We know that by now that we like stories.
For sure.
But that is too fucking much for a game.
It's literally like the audiobooks don't last that long.
No.
Not even close to that long.
Yeah, so we were talking about this before filming, and I brought up so the Legacy of Kain series.
Yeah.
Right now there's a YouTube video. I can't think of the name offhand. It's not important, but there's 5 games total in that series. There was the 2 Blood Omens, 2 Soul Reavers, and then Defiance. Somebody has taken all of the cutscenes from all 5 of those games and put them into one video, and it's like 6 hours long.
Yeah.
That's 5 games.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 174 freaking hours just from this.
It's on the order of a week watching them 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the first thing that popped into my head was I remember my first time playing Metal Gear Solid 4 and how that felt like an interactive movie as opposed to
very much so.
Like as opposed to playing a game,
Yeah.
because if you speedrun that, you can finish it gameplay wise in like less than like 3 hours.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I never played it because it was just there was no game.
Yeah.
It was just a movie.
It makes me think of the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2 as well, because that is like 2 hours worth of cutscenes where you play for maybe 10 minutes and all of that.
Yeah, like that's and I have to assume that that's going to be the case with Baldur's Gate 3 too, because like how that number is so staggering. Like, I don't think people can really wrap their heads around it. Like even knowing that it's like twice as long as a very robustly long TV series,
Mhm.
it's still like it's hard to imagine how that could possibly improve a game.
It doesn't. Like if you need a cutscene to tell the story that's going on in your game,
You fucked up.
yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because I remember cutscenes were always the thing that was like either starts or ends your game.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
like in the PS1 era, early PS1 era, even some later like Super Nintendo or N64 cutscenes. That was usually your bookends for your game experience, right? Like you still had like the entire game to play and fuck around with and whatever. I'll look at a game like the Ninja Gaiden trilogy from the original NES. The way that they presented that, they had like their scenes at the beginning of each level. So you had your beginning, and then sometimes you had a scene in the middle. But usually at the end of each chapter, you had like a scene and a scene. But the gameplay was more predominant than all of that.
Yeah.
So something like this here, I'm curious to see what, like how it's going to be presented, how it's going to be entailed. If it's anything like Divinity, because obviously these are the people that made Divinity Original Sin, how they have it. It's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, even if you assume that it's cut in 8, even if you assume that it's literally divide by 8, that's still over 20 hours of cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
That's still 20 times as long as is acceptable.
Yeah.
Like, story is fine, but a feature-length movie is, we'll call it 3 hours now because they've been pushing movies longer and longer.
Yeah.
But we'll call it 3 hours.
And it's actually divided by 12. I wasn't sure. I just threw the number 8 because I figured that would probably be. But
also probably not actually divided by 12 because some of those I'm sure are the same.
We'll have a lot more. Yeah.
One would assume. Maybe not. Maybe they legitimately bespoked, like, you know, the entire thing for every individual class.
Even if it was evenly divided among 12,
it's still too many.
14 and a half hours each.
It's still too goddamn many. We're talking, even if it's fully divided by 12, you're talking, you know, 4 plus feature length, 4 plus end game.
Yeah.
That's the amount of cutscenes.
Yeah.
There's no way that that's anything but painstakingly terrible.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just awful. Like, yeah, stop it. Stop it.
Tell your game or tell your story within the game itself as you're playing.
Right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm at a loss. I'm really bummed because I was excited to play Baldur's Gate 3. I will not touch it now. There is zero chance I will ever play that game because it's just it's a bad movie, clearly.
Yeah.
It's a bad, way too long movie. They forgot to make a game and made a movie instead.
I mean, and again, like, we could be wrong, and maybe there is like a shit ton of gameplay to this, but
that's still too many cutscenes.
Oh yeah. Like I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm just
like
saying,
when you were talking about PlayStation 1 era games, like you have your bookends, and then sometimes you get 1 or 2 within the game itself. But whenever you get, what I found whenever I got to those cutscenes, it was still exciting because you're like, ooh, what's going on here?
Yeah, so like just to be clear, what I consider a cutscene, an actual cutscene, not what people do these days, which are like mini movies.
Yeah.
In Sonic the Hedgehog, when you like beat the Robotnik and he like runs and jumps into the next spaceship and takes off to the next level, that's a cutscene. It's like 20 seconds long. It's something that it doesn't fit into the gameplay itself, but you want to tell the story of like moving on to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cutscene. A little movie, that's not a cutscene. That's a little movie.
That's a short.
Yeah, exactly.
I also think too, going back to the bookends, the beginning and end kind of scenes too, when CGI scenes started becoming like Square Enix took that shit and fucking ran away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the one, the one actually I did like was in Warcraft 3. So you had like your beginning scene at the start of the game, and then you play through the Thrall. Is it humans or orcs you play as first in Warcraft 3? I think it's humans.
I think it's humans.
So you play through that campaign, yes, because then that's when Arthas, you play as Arthas throughout the entire gameplay campaign of it, and then your CG cutscene is when he kills the king.
Yeah,
but like those big scenes, those big little movies, end level movies. You looked forward to that because like, okay, I'm going to play through all this. This is going to be great. But Warcraft 3 was a fun game as well. And then you get that scene, which is really well done. And that's it. Then you move on to your next bit.
Well, and there's also something to be said for like at the time of like a Warcraft 3, cutscenes looked better than the game. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, cool, you're telling me a story that you can't tell in the game because the game, like, let's face it, it doesn't have the capability of telling me this story.
Yep.
That doesn't exist anymore. All modern games have that capability if they want to. If you want to make an interactive movie, make it interactive. That's the key part of a game is the interactive part.
Yep.
I hate that. I am actually very angry about that, as you both know, because I was ranting earlier as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm mostly angry because I actually wanted to play that game, and I will not play that game. There is zero chance that game is anything other than terrible. So, and you can tell me I'm wrong, and you can tell me that I'm wrong when it releases, and I'll tell you that I don't care I'm right, because there's no way that game can be good with that much cutscene.
Yeah.
Because it's not a game. It's a movie.
It's a movie at that point. Yep.
It's a movie that doesn't even know what story it wants to tell, because if you need 20 hours to tell a story, if you need 20 hours to make your movie to tell your story, you need to learn how to tell a story. So.
Yeah. Or have it like incredibly robust, because you can look at actual novels and books that are ridiculously long. And sometimes they have an incredibly in-depth world, like look at Lord of the Rings, for example. But there's also a lot of chaff in there too, in the same series.
Yeah, and to be clear, I would take the Harry Potter series as an example, because book-wise, you take the full Harry Potter versus the full Lord of the Rings. They're similar page counts, even though one's like 7 books and one's 3, but similar page counts. The movies, the Harry Potter movies, were pretty true to the movies, or pretty true to the books.
Yeah.
Most of the content of the books was in the movie. Yeah. Most, not all. They were all 8 movies were, let's say they're 2.5 hours a piece.
Yep.
That's just, if it's truly divided by 12,
Yeah.
So if Baldur's Gate has as much to tell as the full Harry Potter series, and it doesn't suck, then okay, maybe. And all 12 classes have bespoke cutscenes, and none of those are shared.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's going to suck balls. I don't know why. I don't know who the studios are trying to please with this.
I mean, if you have make a movie. If you have that much cinematics for your freaking game to tell your story, just make a fucking movie.
Make a movie.
Well, and even if you look at a lot of the indie games, because indie is obviously having a huge jump in the last few years, the way that they tell their stories is they tell it within the gameplay itself, or very, very short actual cutscenes. Yeah. They don't need the big cinematics that go behind it. They know how to tell their story within the game itself.
Cat Quest did a great job.
Yeah.
Wonderful job.
Yeah.
I never felt like I was stuck watching cutscenes.
No.
Even Stray.
Stray was great.
Yeah, it was continuous telling the story just all in game. And
I just aside from hating it and being pissed off that it's going to ruin a game that I like, that I would have liked and everything else, I also just actually don't understand what the fuck the studios are doing. We have seen through TikTok and YouTube Shorts and everything else that the latest generation of people have attention spans in the 30-second range.
Yeah.
And you put 170 fucking hours of video into your game? Who is that for?
I would love if there was some way that games were able to track people that skip scenes.
Right.
If those statistics, if those statistics were still available someplace, I would honestly love to see those.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Something like Diablo 4, because it's always online, right? So I mean, it'd be interesting if they could find out how much of the story was skipped in that, because
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I watched a fair majority of the story from Diablo 4. I liked playing Diablo 4. The story was fucking garbage in my opinion. I didn't like it at all.
My laptop just arrived.
Oh, there we go.
Yay. I'm watching the Nest Cam on my laptop. My wife's just gone to get it.
Yeah. I wasn't impressed with it at all. I like playing the game, and I like how the world looks. Like I said, I like the more mature look of Diablo 4 compared to 3.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they really fucking shit the bread story wise.
Yeah, well, we've talked about Diablo 4 a lot, and I won't say much on the gameplay because we talked to death. But I will say the always online. One of the things I just real quick to mention, level 100 hardcore character died because of a disconnect. Which, of course, they did. Because why the fuck is it an online game?
Yeah.
But to your point, I thought the story of it was was very weak.
But yeah. But staying on this train of lots of cutscenes, you're not gonna like Final Fantasy 16 then.
Oh God, no! There's so many cutscenes in that.
Are they short? And are they skippable?
Yeah, they are skippable.
Okay.
They're not overly long. It's just sometimes the scenes are kind of short, but there's a lot of times where they'll go from scene, fade out, go into another scene, fade out. Right?
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm drudging through it. Ironically enough, I kind of laughed because the man, and I can't think of his name, but he does the voice for Lorath in Diablo 4.
Okay.
He does the voice for Cid in Final Fantasy 16.
Oh yeah.
So that was kind of a little humorous, but my demo progress, because I played the Final Fantasy 16 demo, and my progress basically, that whole demo takes you through like the first chapter of the game.
Yeah. So
it's just like young adult Clive Rossfield and what happened to him before, and then boom, like you're playing as him and you're continuing on. Gameplay's I like it. I've been sick as a dog, so that's probably why I sound a little deeper than normal.
Well, that and the hot wings.
That and the
Yeah.
Stay tuned. But yeah, so the gameplay's good. I know a lot of people were kind of wondering about that, and I was one of them, because having that kind of open hack and slash gameplay kind of takes away from what a Final Fantasy game is, in my opinion. But this is good. Like you're only controlling your one character. I've only accessed 2 of them, but you gain different abilities from like the summons, or they're called icons.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
So you start with like the couple Phoenix's abilities. I've just gotten the wind one called Garuda.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really gotten. Oh, and I've gotten Ifrit, obviously. But it's been good. Like I like the gameplay. It reminds me kind of the Final Fantasy VII remake one, how you could run around the battlefield and attack. But you're only controlling Clive in this. You don't control the other characters.
Yeah, I didn't mind that from the remake.
Mm-hmm. I liked it too.
I didn't dislike that that approach.
But going back to
go ahead.
to cutscenes with this, like even I find I found that like sometimes when I'm sitting on the couch with Chad and he's playing it, sometimes the story that's happening in the cutscene is actually capturing my attention too, because I'm doing something else. I'm usually knitting and just not paying attention. But something in that they've done something right with their stories in the cutscenes, I find, because sometimes I'm finding myself actually paying attention to them.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as cutscenes go, Square Enix is definitely one of the better ones.
Yeah.
So my real question, I guess, is how often does it steal control from you? Like how long are you playing between cutscenes?
Oh, there's a fair bit.
Okay,
like
then
there
I
is
don't
a
think
fair bit.
As long as they're skippable and everything else, I don't think I'd mind too much.
Yeah, the world's really beautiful.
Yeah,
like I've just so one of the things for this one is each kind of territory has a mother crystal, which is a huge mountain like sized magic crystal.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is what basically gives the people the magic and whatever. I'm currently inside one of them right now.
Oh yeah.
And I left obviously, but that's where I'm at right now. So and my first one.
Very cool.
So it's fun. I'm digging it. I'm gonna play the shit out of it this weekend. I was kind of mad because I didn't play a lot of it last week because I've been so sick. But yeah, I'm digging it, dude. I'm liking it a lot. Yeah. It's fun. So.
Well, someday I will probably play it. I'm not buying a PS5 for that though. So.
We'll just lend you mine.
Yeah, once you're through it, I'll give it a shot. But yeah, no, that sounds fun actually. I've been meaning to try one of the more recent Final Fantasies. So, Costco had a PS5 bundle with an extra red controller, and for some reason, even though I have like no interest in having a PS5 right now, for some reason I was like, ooh, I need that. But I stopped myself. Yeah, so just so I don't forget to mention it, total non sequitur, but the Magic the Gathering the One Ring, which I mentioned a week or two ago, has in fact been found. and was found in Whitby, which is it's not close to here, but it's close-ish to here.
Just outside
In
Toronto.
Ontario driving terms, it's close.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If we would consider it close, and anyone in Europe would be like, "That's in another country."
Yeah, literally like in the
but,
GTA area.
Yeah, it's just north of GTA. So, congratulations to the person that found it. I understand the current offer for it is above $2 million, which is good for them.
It's basically like winning the lottery here.
Oh.
Well, see, I was going to say it probably almost offsets how much they've spent on Magic cards over the years.
Yeah, unless this fellow was this person was just lucky and got one pack. I think that would be more incredible is if they only bought one pack, and in this pack they got this card and we're like, what the fuck? Oh my god!
Given that they've already had it graded, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, very much so.
Although that would be like the two of us being like, let's just go get one, just see what happens. Open it.
Yeah.
Guess what we got, Chad?
Yeah. I mean, as a lottery ticket, it's not the worst way to play. It's
No.
not much different than the lottery, frankly. But anyways, So anyways, it's been pulled. It was pulled in Whitby, Ontario, so that's nearish us. And congratulations. I think it was a person. I was having a little trouble deciphering what they were writing in the article that I read. I don't think it was a store that was cracking them. I think it was a collector. So great, good for you. Be interested to see if they hang on to it or sell it. I personally would sell it, but
All I'm picturing right now is in the original Willy Wonka movie when
the golden,
the golden ticket. But not just that, it's the peanut factory where all the girls were unfolding chocolate bars trying to find the golden ticket for the daughter.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, I fucking found my precious.
Damn right. So we actually don't have very much longer because we already recorded the hot ones earlier. And I think you're going to enjoy it. So we got about 10 minutes. What else do we want to talk about?
Well, Steam Summer Sale's on right now, if you didn't know that already.
And Steam
Decks
Deck
are on sale.
Yeah, 20% off.
Yeah.
So I will 100%, I think we all will 100% recommend if you do not have a Steam Deck and you have some extra money and you've been looking to get a nice little PC portable handheld, the Steam Deck is your definite go-to.
I would, I think for all of us, if you are looking for a handheld, period, I think Steam Deck is the best.
It's the way to go, I think.
Yep.
I'm hoping. Well, I've already picked up Fable Anniversary Edition because I had another version of it, but it doesn't play well on Steam Deck, so I got the Anniversary Edition because I think it's actually approved or whatever it is.
Yeah,
verified.
probably.
There we go.
Mm.
And
Cool. Yeah, I have not actually looked at the games yet. You guys were looking at them earlier. I'm gonna take a look later tonight and see if I buy anything. If I end up finding anything that I'm super interested in, I'll comment below. But
Hell yeah. Also, too, one of our 2022 award winners is finally coming to Xbox in August. Stray.
oh yeah,
Stray.
yeah.
So to our Xbox friends there, if you haven't played Stray yet, August 10th, you'll be able to on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One. Unsure if it's coming to Game Pass. I haven't seen it on the coming soon yet on the Game Pass tab, but I don't imagine this will be an expensive game, and it's definitely worth the ride.
And I feel like it will come to Game Pass sooner or later.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. After you guys talked about it for a couple weeks, I was like, I gotta get this. And I played through it on the Steam Deck, and it was great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Loud, but great. It definitely pushed it to the edge of what it could do. The fan was running pretty good the whole time, but it handled it like a champ, and it was a good experience. So, score 1 for Steam Deck.
Yep.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I brought up to there was one reviewer that was very dissatisfied about the new ROG Ally that we talked about, the Asus handheld.
Yeah.
So much so that they returned it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting because I want to see some more reviews on the machine. But to Adrian's point, no thumb pads, no sale.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's going to fall into two categories. I feel like people who haven't had a Steam Deck are probably going to get it and be like, "Oh, this is pretty cool."
Yep.
And then people who have had a Steam Deck are going to be like, "Nah, man." Nah.
Thumb pads, bro. Thumb pads, man.
Well, and just the like
it's just better.
I don't know what the Asus one looks like in terms of UX and everything else, but like I'm pretty sure Steam's going to be better.
Yeah.
Like Valve does these things, tends to do these sorts of things right. So I'm going to guess it's going to be a better experience all around. But yeah, the thumb pad is a huge part of it. And anytime, and to be clear, these are, for anyone who's confused about either of these things, these are, the reason they're so important is because a lot of games require mouse input.
Yep.
Right? You have to have a mouse input. Trying to do mouse input with a joystick is fucking infuriating.
Oh, yeah. I tried that with Torchlight 2 on Steam Deck, and I played, I think, for all of 5 minutes, and I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's trash.
And the touchscreen doesn't, it works for some things, but mostly doesn't.
I always forget that there's touchscreen unless the keyboard pops up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, get a Steam Deck. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And a PSVR 2, obviously. No.
Obviously. Pay $800 for it, like the one that Chad and I found.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm completely... I haven't even seen anyone talking about any games for it that they like.
I haven't heard anyone talking about it, period.
Yeah, like it's out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
crazy.
no,
It's
'cause
for
we-
sale.
We
I
seen
took
it.
a picture of it
Yeah.
and put
That's
it
right.
in the Discord a few weeks
That's
ago.
right, yeah. I feel like nobody is saying anything about it. I don't know if the sales were terrible or if it just sucks, but
I would be interested to see those numbers.
yeah.
I would be very
Um,
interested to see those numbers. But
If you have one, by any chance, let us know what you're thinking, because like
Yeah.
obviously our impression was it's way too fucking much money, but I'd be curious, someone who got over the sticker shock, I'd actually be curious if it's good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Because
wanna-
I assume it is good. It's just way too much money.
yeah.
So,
So yeah, let us know what you all have been playing this week down there in the comments below, and don't go anywhere yet. Just stay close to your seats. Just continue watching because we're gonna suffer.
yeah, we're all going to suffer. All right. Thanks for coming out. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. 1 year.
But don't go
Wait.
anywhere.
All right.
Yeah,
So this is going to go at the end of the episode.
cool.
I'm gonna like cut at the end and then do this.
Mhm.
So if you watch the podcast and we're all in pain, you know why now.
Yeah, well, they'll probably know.
No.
Although we'll probably put this up separately too. So I'm sure this has already been explained on the podcast a second ago for you. For us, this is what, 2:00 in the afternoon, something like that.
Yeah.
2, almost 3. Prepping the wings took a little longer than expected. We're gonna do the Hot Ones challenge, except with a slight modification. When you order the hot ones, when they tell you the hot ones on the website for home purposes, they include a different version of Da Bomb. So we have that in the 7 spot, and then in the 11 spot we have the real Da Bomb, Beyond Insanity, which is horrible. I've had it before, and it makes you hate everything. So Danielle is going to be shouting questions from off screen, and if needed, we'll repeat the question. Don't start with the bomb, the one just before the white sauce. And actually, before we do this, let me bring this up, just because I actually do have the
The names of them?
well, I have the bottles up at least on my
Yeah, yeah.
laptop, so I can.
This is just a classic hot sauce, I think.
This is the classic hot. This is the chili maple. So this one should be like just. This one shouldn't even be hot. It should
Alright.
just be nice.
All right.
Cheers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tiny little bit of heat.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's our question number 1?
All right. First question is, who is more likely to win in a fight, Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Batman.
Superman's a pussy and plays by the rules. Batman doesn't give a fuck.
So here's the problem. Superman, as written in the comics, would accidentally destroy the Earth when hitting the ground. So if you transplant Superman into Batman's universe where reality exists,
Mhm.
then Superman would defeat the entire planet by accident, and Batman would lose.
I think that's fair.
But because Superman is bullshit and terrible,
Yes.
Batman wins.
Yes.
If Superman didn't give a fuck. If you want a good
Oh, yeah.
a good way, there's a series called The Authority, and their version of Superman is a lot more brutal.
Yeah.
What about Red Sun Superman, though?
I don't think he ever got crazy.
No?
They did. There was a series where Superman kind of went. It looked like he went nuts, but it was actually all a ploy.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Oh, by
All
the
right.
way, we're using forks because we don't want to touch our eyes or any of the audio equipment or anything else
Yeah.
with hot sauces. So, all right,
All right.
number two.
Number
This
two.
is Laquanda or Shaquanda?
Yeah, something like that. It's the one I've been most.
This is the pepper sauce. This is the white pepper sauce. Yeah.
It's a little bit sweet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like a limey thing in there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't dislike that.
I would actually, yeah,
I don't think I'd use that for chicken though.
No.
I think I'd use that for
pork.
yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. Kind of want that.
Go ahead, Danielle.
What is the weirdest lie you've ever told?
I don't know. The weirdest. One of the times that I was crossing the border and lied to the border guard. Guaranteed. Yeah. The U.S. border guard, for the record.
At one of my previous jobs, when I was a lead hand, we had a temp employee come in, and he looked very timid. And my supervisor suggested that I act like I'm Scottish and a prick.
Oh, yeah.
And I scared the shit out of this kid.
Nice.
So he came up to me and it's just like, all right, so this is Chad. He's your super. I was like, oh, shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. And I just kept going on and on and on. And I had this guy completely like I would be like right behind him and he'd be doing something. The second he'd see me there, he'd like fuck up or whatever. And I'd just be like, now don't be doing that shit in front of me, lad. Let's go. Come on. And then at the end of it, I came up to him and he was like looking at me and he like jumped a bit and I'm like, you all right, bud? You okay?
What about you, Sarah? Any ones you can think of?
I can't think of any. I'm pretty boring.
That's a good question, but it's a hard one. Like
It
I'd have
is.
to really think about that. Yeah. If I think of a good one, I'll leave it in the comments. Let's go number three.
Number three.
Kajeho or something like that. All right. So this one's got some heat.
Mhm.
Like it actually hits with heat.
Yep.
Similar to the first one.
Oh, it builds up. Kind of keeps going a little bit.
It does have some build, yeah, but it's the first of the three that like it's like, oh, that's a hot sauce.
Yep.
Like you feel it when you eat it.
Yep.
I don't like that.
It feels like it should be a jelly just by the texture.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like with hot sauces, there's like flavor and heat, and you
Mhm.
want to kind of keep those balanced. This one is
There's
not,
no
like-
flavor.
yeah, like the heat isn't crazy, but the flavor is non-existent.
Yeah.
It's but it
And-
does taste a tiny bit like the first one.
Yeah.
What's question 3?
If you had a private jet, what would you name it?
Tropic Thunder.
Sky House.
Sky House.
Hmm.
I was expecting like a Transformer name or something.
No, I'd probably call it like Vibrator or some fucking. I don't know. Yeah.
Going?
Probably something like stupid like Zoom Zoom or something like that.
Zoom Zoom's actually great.
Yes.
I like that.
Because if it was a train, it'd be Choo Choo. So.
Yeah. My truck's name currently is Galactus.
Oh, nice,
for,
nice.
for the record.
Fitting.
It's not
Yeah.
a plane, obviously.
No.
But
No.
quite the opposite, actually.
Yes.
Fitting.
Shall we do number 4?
Yeah.
So this one, I cheated. This is Los Galiantes Rojo because it's supposed to be verde, but the verde sauce is like, I think it's heavy with cilantro. I hate it.
Yeah.
So this is actually the season 21. Mmm.
Mm. hmm
Mmm.
I like
Sounds
that.
nice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Speaking of like flavor and heat being balanced, that one.
Yeah.
Mm.
I,
That one's like perfect.
I don't know if I'm still feeling heat from the previous. Oh, nope. There it comes.
It's there.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Took a minute for it to like
But,
decide
like,
to be warm.
There's flavor. That's a very
Mhm.
flavor. That's a good sauce.
I'm glad that
Yeah.
that was on camera. Like the realizing, it's like, oh, it's this.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, there it is.
There was nothing. I thought I was just feeling the heat from the previous one. I'm like, oh no, there it is. It came
Yeah.
a little bit late.
Yeah. They'll start lingering longer
Yes.
from here in. Danielle, what's question number 4?
What do you think is your most useless skill?
I have my
Juggling?
Does anybody have a pen?
Oh,
pen.
yes.
Yeah.
So, I did this a lot on stream in a previous life.
Your twirling pen?
Just twirling.
Yeah.
I would literally sit there and just twirl like a pen between my fingers,
Gotcha. Yeah.
and it serves absolutely no purpose except to mesmerize my enemies before I strike.
I memorize people's wardrobes.
Elaborate.
Like just so I have my entire one memorized, mine.
Okay.
Even stuff that like from that I don't even own anymore.
Meaning you know like all of your shirts and pants and socks and whatever.
Yeah, and like most of my sister's wardrobe I have memorized too. And
interesting.
Most of my old roommates I had memorized at the time too.
Is this something you intentionally do, or
no,
you just have a knack for it?
I just have a knack for it. And then so when we go shopping, then I'm like, oh yeah, you can wear it with this, this, and this in your wardrobe already.
Interesting. Yeah. You're in the wrong line of business. That's cool. Yeah. I think for me, juggling. I think so.
Yeah.
I knew I should have clashed today.
So this is deli. This is ghost pepper.
Oh.
This is Brooklyn deli.
Oh boy.
Not a lot of flavor. A little bit.
It was kind of smoky at the beginning.
Very smoky.
Yeah.
Like the flavor's
That's all I'm
like
getting.
The flavor's like down here, and the smoke is like 90% of it.
Yeah.
The heat builds.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
It's a slow build, yeah.
It's a very slow build.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the smoke at first, like that smoky taste, but like, you know. You can feel it.
I could see adding that to something.
Yeah.
Bacon. I think if I wanted spicy bacon, that'd be the sauce.
That'd be really good.
Question number 5.
Is there a fashion trend you wish never existed?
All of them. All of them. Sarah's starting to lose it.
Well, it hit the back of my throat and just was building back there. What?
None.
You did a side-eye thing.
No.
I don't know. There is stuff, but...
I'm trying to think
of
the fashion...
low-rise jeans. God damn it. Those are terrible. Yeah.
Makeup. Women's makeup, just in general. That's a...
Does
that count as a trend? Like, that's been going on for several hundred years.
Several thousand years.
Sure,
yeah. Like, Egyptians had it and stuff.
Can't wait for that one to be over.
Oh, yeah.
I can't really think of one. I mean, I know there's probably several, but...
Oh, yeah.
What about men pulling their pants down under their ass?
I hate that.
Yeah.
I just hate all fashion, though.
Yeah.
The thing. As you can tell, I'm a fashionista.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Right.
So this one is Mushroom Mayhem.
Ooh.
And now we're getting into where, like, we should be in the spicy territory. All right. If I were doing, like, a bean burger or a portobello... How you doing there?
Well, one, I don't like the flavor. And then they hit my throat all of a sudden, and that's what happened.
Control her down.
Sorry.
They're meant for that. That and piloting submarines. All right. Next question.
What board game represents your life best?
Or your video game, I guess.
No, I like board game.
No, board game.
Yeah. Oh, Power Grid, because I'm a nuclear right now. I don't know. Probably careers, maybe, because I have ADHD, and so like I'm constantly like, hey, I could do something else with my life. And careers is like that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Scrabble. Because it's a fucking mess.
Because triple points, son.
Triple points, bitch.
What about you, Sarah?
I don't know.
I don't think she was expecting to be answering these, because originally we were going to have, as you know, if you watched the previous episodes, we were going to have Sarah reading them. But then she decided she was going to try and go all the way to the end. So now Danielle's reading them from off screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking.
Oh, I can't wait for the real ones here. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any.
All right.
Yeah, that was the one that picked these questions.
Pass.
Tic-tac-toe.
So this is the... I'm going to have to zoom in here. This has a mermaid on the label. Dreams of Calypso.
Ooh.
Yep.
So that's another, like, it hits you right away. And also builds.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there it is in the sinuses.
Going to the milk now.
Oh, yeah, that's the first, like, hot one. All right, next question.
If you could have any one superpower, what would it be?
Any one superpower. Teleportation. Done.
That's a good one.
It's the best one.
Yep.
We're getting there.
Oh, ow.
Oh, that one hit.
I want Wolverine's healing powers.
Yeah, that's actually good.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Does that make you immortal? Because then I want that.
Yeah.
Okay, then I want that.
I'm going to take your teleportation then.
Yep.
Oh, all right. We're into the spice. Oh,
Yeah.
energy drinks don't reduce the heat. I don't know if anyone knew that or not. I might actually. I'm gonna pour some milk. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the milk yet, but I'm gonna pour it. Oh, that one. I think that one. Oh, do I have them out of order? I think that one's hotter than Da Bomb. The fake Da Bomb, not the real Da Bomb.
It just because all of them are built up on top of each other right now. My tongue hurts.
We aren't even like, this is just barely. Number 7's the turning point, which we're about to do. I think I am actually I'm gonna wuss out here. Do just a sip of milk, just to cleanse the palate a little bit. All right. That one, for some reason, that was the one that just, like, it got
fucking,
like
it hit, and then it was like, hey.
well, and also up until now, like, Sarah's been talking about, like, at back of the throat and everything else. Up until now, I hadn't had any real back of the throat, but that one hit the back of the throat, and then I coughed, which made it into my sinuses. So it was special. All right.
Mine's been all tongue.
Yeah. Well, my tongue is on fire.
Yeah.
But that's, that's expected.
All right, what is this?
This is Da Bomb Evolution. So this is the sauce that they have to replace Da Bomb Beyond Insanity, which we're using as number 11. So
Cool.
this is way less spicy. But it still sucks. Just for the record. Next question. Oh yeah, it doesn't taste good either.
What is the stupidest thing you've ever done?
This.
Yeah, that's awful.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, no, they're not good sauces. Da Bombs are terrible.
Ooh.
All right.
I
Dumbest.
don't even feel the heat. I just taste the disgusting.
Actually,
That's gross.
I might have gotten those two switched actually because Dreams of Calypso was hotter than I expected.
That's gross.
Yeah, Da Bomb's
That's
terrible.
ugh.
The next two should be pretty tasty though.
Ugh.
Dumbest thing I've ever done, other than this. Shoot a risk. Obviously,
What?
shoot a risk. Every time you take a territory, you take a shot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We backed off from full shots before the end of the game because of course by the end of the game you're taking like 26 territories a turn. So we had backed off to like quarter shots about that time, but even so, I drank about 40 ounces of liquor that night.
Oh my god.
I was very sick for multiple days. Chad's handling these like a rock star.
It's my tongue. I feel it mostly all on my tongue right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my tongue's on fire.
Yeah.
Sarah's
I think now I'm gonna hit the milk finally.
yeah. Sarah is a champ, but Sarah's delivering the reaction that we all wanted. I feel like you and I are letting people down a little bit. So.
I'm sorry.
But that's going to change.
I'm also getting over a cold, so.
Oh, we should all intentionally get COVID and then do this.
There you go.
All right, so this is hot. This is Taco Vibes only. All right, next question.
What celebrity would you want to live with?
Oh, that's hot.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, probably, eh?
Yeah, he seems cool.
Does Elon Musk count as a celebrity? Because then
Sure.
Elon Musk. He's just so smart. And rich.
Mhm.
How you doing there, Sarah?
Everything hurt.
I'm waiting to see if she can answer.
Who would I want to live with? I don't know.
Not me.
I don't
already
think we
lived
count
with
as
you.
celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone.
Okay. All right. We'll let you off the hook. That's okay. All right. So,
Excuse me.
if we were doing the official challenge, this is where it would end. This is Apollo Last Dab. I pre-dabbed these, by the way. I added extra. This is 2 million plus Scoville. So this is theoretically the hottest sauce. But here's how this works. The bomb Beyond Insanity. My tongue is very hot right now. So the bomb Beyond Insanity on the show, they do it on number 7 slot. But it's a concentrated sauce, so it's from a much less hot pepper, but they concentrate out the capsaicin. I'm intentionally talking to make you dwell on this, just so you know. I'm extending the suffering here.
Yeah.
So this one is by far the hottest pepper, but the bomb Beyond Insanity, which we'll do next if you're brave, it's the hottest sauce by far. So let's do the dab. Cheers. You ready with the next question? Bring it on.
What are the 3 things you would bring to a deserted island?
Gallons of the bomb.
Oh.
How's that treating? Oh. Oh.
Oh.
How's that treating you guys? 3 things I would bring to a deserted island. Monster, obviously. Gallons and gallons and gallons of Monster. I think a boat would be a great one. And
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh. That's horrible.
A hatchet.
Oh, that's
a
horrible.
hatchet. Gotta have a hatchet.
God, it tastes so gross too.
It tastes worse than I remember. But I was always contrasting it with Da Bomb because Da Bomb was normally number 7. So I was always like, oh, that's better than Da Bomb. It's not very good.
Oh. I don't know if I want to do the last one.
Yeah, no, I'm no.
Number 11 is optional. I threw number 11 in so that I would react in a horrible way. Because I wasn't sure that I would have too much of a reaction before this.
I was good until that last one. I was all right until that last one.
All right.
That last one hit, and I'm just like, nope.
Oh,
I'm refilling the milk here.
I can't even do the milk. It's making me gag.
Sarah's
did
doing
it.
Great.
You did it.
Yeah, you did it.
You did it.
That's the. All right. All right. We're gonna.
I am not doing hold the bomb.
Here. No, I'm gonna do it though. All right. So here's the deal. I'm gonna do this, and because this lasts for a few minutes, like this one is. Sorry.
I'm gonna ask you rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got a bunch?
Oh yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's a big
hang
list.
on, let me oh, I don't want to do this.
Don't. Fuck it.
I owe it to our viewers. They've been with us for a whole year.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to see me hate life?
Oh.
All right, go.
What are some of the best gifts someone ever gave you?
The camera that you gave me, and the back scratcher, and the socks that Jess gave me that have kitties on them. Oh my god, that's so fucking hot. Yeah, it just tastes like chemicals. And all of the cat gifts that Jess has given us / me, and Jess gave us a really cool really cool canvas print that's the sky map. At the time that we were at the exact minute that we said our first kiss. Yes, when we were married. Yes.
We got one of those for our first date.
Yeah. They're good. All right, next.
What is something on the top of your bucket list?
Skydiving is up there. We'll say skydiving.
weirdest thing you've done for a laugh?
This. Yeah, I think that's it.
What do you enjoy that others might consider weird?
Oh God, lots of things. What's like a really weird one though? You guys didn't even take bomb. Come on.
I know, but everything on here is just this
It's
is
awful.
awful.
I don't know. The next one, I can't think.
What movie or book character do you identify with most?
Voldemort.
What is your favorite genre of film?
Sci-fi.
What was your favorite Halloween costume?
I didn't really dress up much.
What was your favorite birthday ever?
The one that we ate in a McDonald's on the way to celebrate John's 30th birthday that he wasn't there for. I hate this.
What was your ultimate dream job as a kid?
I guess lawyer as a kid. I wanted to be a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to be a lawyer.
I think I wanted to be a hockey player because I was big into hockey at the time, but that evolved into rock star. Just
Still
never
want to
ha-
be one.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. All right, next.
If I give you $1 million right now, what's the first thing you buy?
Studio.
Pay off my debt.
Yeah.
Also fair, but studio for Dice Pixels. Yeah. Next.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Yep.
No question.
Yep.
What's your favorite childhood toy?
Yeah, Ninja Turtle van. Yeah. This is still going, by the way. I know I'm not letting on, but
The fact that you keep moving around and drinking different things, yeah, you can tell. It's
I
so
hate it. All right, next.
What are you superstitious about?
Superstitions are for lonely people that are weird.
Where would you want to take your next vacation to?
The garage to turn it into a workshop. I know that's a weird answer, but
I'd love to see that postcard.
thinking of you. Hashtag take me back.
What's your guilty pleasure food?
Not the bomb.
Extra cheesy
Guilty.
nibs.
Oh,
Taco Bell.
Ooh, yeah.
Name a song that you're ashamed you like.
I'm not ashamed of anything that I like, but I love Call Me Maybe.
really?
Have you ever watched the music video?
No.
Watch the music video. You'll love the song.
What's the first thing you do if you woke up one day and you were the opposite sex?
We're going to censor that one.
I would jump naked.
Yeah, right. I mean, come on. Start an OnlyFans page.
That too.
That's it? All right. Well, my mouth's still on fire. Your mouth is still on fire.
Yep.
Your mouth is still on fire.
Yeah.
I hate the bomb. Any closing words?
So, like I said, I'm just coming off a cold. I was great until that last one. That one, yeah. The second one actually was really nice.
The second one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was flavorful. I liked it.
Really
I
nice.
liked the Los Calientes Rojo. It was great.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Taco Vibes. That was number 9. Number 10 and 11 were terrible.
Yes. But thank you for 1 year.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for 1 year.
Well, we'll do the outro for the podcast now, right?
Yeah.
So as you say.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for these 52 episodes, our first full year of Dice to Pixels. And here is to yet another year. And if we're dumb enough to do this shit again at episode 64 or 104. Yeah.
I mean, As long as they're doing hot ones, I feel like this is a must.
If I still drank, we could do like shot challenges, but we can't drink on screen.
No. Well, I'm always up for doing this. As much as it sucks and Da Bomb is terrible and I hate it and I hate everything in the world right now, I'm always up for doing this. Sarah, maybe not as much, although you did great.
You did great,
I'll
Sarah.
do it again.
You did great.
If we're doing it, I'll do it again.
All right, there it is. It's on camera. Oh, I forgot to hit record. Thanks so much. We love you all.